Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Cerebral and this is Cerebral Talks TV, and I'm so excited to share this video clip with you. I love science and I love science fiction, and when I saw this video, it honestly made me wonder. I seriously had to wonder about some things, and as you can see, it says the reason they can't map the ocean. Okay, so she said, just listen to what this woman said. Okay, so far before I show the video clip, we know that only about 1% to maybe 5% of the entire ocean has been mapped. Can you believe that? That's why I always say, instead of focusing on going to Mars and to the moon, and people say that the moon landing was fake. I don't know, right? I think we should study our ocean. Can you imagine what's down in the ocean? We have no idea what's down there. Only was close to 5% of the ocean explored. Okay. And so far, the deepest part of the oceans, I think, is the Mariana or something, trench or something, can fit Mount Everest in it and still have room. I'm like, oh my God. And after a certain amount, once you go deep, it's pitch black. You can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. We don't know what's down there. There have been people who have said they have seen UFOs come from out of the ocean. We know about the Bermuda Triangle, where a lot of ships and airplanes, the compass will go haywire. They said it's some sort of electromagnetic field or something there. It's a time portal, a wormhole or something like that. We know there are parts of the ocean where there are wormholes that exist. There are legends of the mermaids, the sirens, the mermaids, in parts of the ocean, all type of tales that you hear passed down from century to century, every generation. And behind some stories, sometimes there's truth to it. There have been fish caught that have the teeth of humans. There are octopuses that have been caught that are humongous. Every movie you have seen, I guarantee you some of that exists. Like the Meg, the giant sharks, the big whales, the giant octopus, the everything. And it's true that the closer you get to the equator, the bigger everything gets too. You know, like when you go to Australia, they have humongous spiders. When you go in the rainforest, the anaconda, remember that movie Anaconda? I believe that really exists. Everything gets bigger the more moist and hot and humid it is. And I know I'm talking about on land, but they say what lies above lies below. We've heard that a lot. Okay, we've heard the hollow earth theory and all of that. So look, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet and we'll get more into it. Let's check out what this woman is saying. The reason why they can't map the ocean, why they can't get to the bottom of our oceans.
Y'all, I am freaking out right now. There's a lot of unexplained things going on in the ocean right now. Hold on real quick. I do not trust them. Just watch this real quick for me.
You get to Mars by going through the ocean. You can't get to the bottom of the ocean because outer space is the ocean.
Now, what she just said just blew my mind. Now, there's a situation called the firmament. So we know that water is all around us. And it is said that this dome divided the sea into upper and lower sections. You can't cancel this out because they still haven't discovered 80% of the sea. Early civilizations believed that the ocean and the stars above were linked. I mean, just look. Mayan, Norse, Hindu, Hebrew, all of them. Now, we already know what spacesuits look like, but they look exactly like sea suits. I know once in your life you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. Planes and people going missing in the ocean. There are black holes in the ocean. And I just know once in your life you've heard about sea monsters. When you see a comet, it looks like a boat soaring through water. What if these unexplained species in the ocean are actually aliens? If y'all have ever watched this movie Underwater, they went too deep and found the creature that don't even look like it's supposed to be from this earth. Or could it have just been a creature from space? Now, you can say what you want, but I bet you we are not the only beings, only species, only creatures that are in this universe. It's just ironic that when they return to Earth, they're on water. I mean, I know I'm not tripping. And I know y'all heard of mermaids. So many unexplained things in the ocean. They're making more discoveries in space. Not really putting too much money or caring about what's going on the planet. Why? Because this sea stuff might have a lot of connections to space. And they not telling us. Y'all be safe, and I know I'm not the only person who feel this way.
Okay, While that was a short clip, she said a lot in this clip that definitely will make your mind wonder. Okay, and at first you might think, what do you mean you can't get to Mars because you have to go through the ocean? Okay, because usually NASA and the rockets, you see it goes upward, but it's something she mentioned in the video about the firmament. There are a lot of people who said that the Earth is flat. I don't know, why does it matter if the earth is flat? There are other people who are saying there's the firmament, meaning we can't actually go into outer space. And that's why they say the NASA moon landing didn't happen, because we can't get out. That's what some people say. The firmament is keeping us from getting out. Okay, that's what some people say. Also, it's true in that movie that she showed at the end. I saw that movie where they were drilling and they couldn't go down there because there were other life forms down there. We've seen this in movies over and over again. Could it be that our government has discovered a lot of stuff down there and they're scared to death and they won't mess with it? Is this why there hasn't been a great need or a want to explore our oceans, what's really down there? So many people said they've seen things in the ocean, coming out of the ocean. I can't imagine what's down there. The scientists just discovered a few months ago an ocean larger than all of our oceans we know of inside of the earth. And you couldn't help but wonder about the inner hollow earth theories, that when people say as above, so below, everything, well, my great grandma said that too. Everything that's on the surface is underground too. So that's why some people believe there are different types of humanoids and humans that live in the inner earth. Everything up top is below, and maybe it's mutated into something else. Maybe it evolved into something else. You know, just like missing 411, how a lot of people go missing in the national forest and they're usually found naked in a body of water. Could it be that our government might possibly know that, just like that movie The Descent, that there are groups of humans who evolved differently into something else under the ground? That's very extremely possible. But I know we're talking about the ocean, but it's like, so the ocean you can't get to the floor of the ocean because it goes into outer space, and the other species are coming from the bottom of our ocean, if there is one, coming up into our ocean. The aliens are entering from the ocean. They're coming, like space is basically like one huge ocean that we're in. She mentioned how the comets and all the stuff looks like a tail, something in the ocean. So they're coming, instead of going to the North Pole or South Pole, they're going through the bottom of the oceans and making civilizations up in the ocean. Or you can go into space by going through the ocean. I've never heard this before until recently, but when I really listened to it, I said, this is very interesting. This is so interesting, and how it's true, wormholes in the ocean. So it's like, people, when you go through a wormhole, that's when time changes. You go through a wormhole, maybe let's say, okay, it's the year 2024. You go through a wormhole and you're in the year 7000. Stuff like that. It transport you to somewhere else. And she's saying there are wormholes in the ocean. That's why the planes and boats disappear. They go through the wormhole in the ocean to another time, maybe another place, another dimension, another world, or outside of the earth. All I have to say is, when it comes to science and stuff, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You can always have a hypothesis, which is an educated guess. It doesn't mean it's fact, but so much is possible. Personally, I think a lot of stuff we see in the movies can happen. I really believe it. I believe in time travel. I don't care how crazy I sound. I believe time travel is possible, especially going to the future. I believe it. I believe the scientists have been working on it for years. They're doing all types of stuff. The time travel is real. Cloning, they already cloning people. All this stuff we've seen as science fiction in the movies, a lot of it is already happening. It's been done. And I believe, again, I believe that our government has discovered some things that probably has frightened them. Some people think, well, they're covering it up? Sometimes I think the government might cover things up to protect us because they can't beat certain forces they've come into contact with. And it would create nationwide panic, worldwide panic, if certain things got out, that the human, and at this right now, a lot of humans can't handle the truth. They can't handle certain things coming out that would make them question their religion, their faith, everything they've been taught. A lot of unalivings, taking their own life would happen. A lot of unrest, a lot of wars would happen. We've seen it in the movies, and we know how we are as humans. Now, only a select group of humans can handle certain truths. Some stuff is too much. I would love for the government to come out and just tell us, what have you seen? What do you know? Is there something in that ocean that you're scared of? That's why you will not map it. You won't go down there. What do you know? I mean, I would love to know the truth. I wouldn't tell. I mean, I really believe I can keep a secret. I can keep it to myself. I want to know the truth. If someone sat me down and said, look, we got all the files right here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the answers you've been waiting for? We know you wanted to know, and it's all right here. But you have to sign this NDA, or if you tell, it's your life. I would say, let me take a breath. Let me take a breath. Take a deep breath. Then I would say, I'm ready. I've been waiting to know the truth my whole life. And there are certain things I do believe. Tell me the truth. And will one day you tell humanity the truth? I heard a story about a group of scientists who went around the North or South Pole. I think it was the North Pole. They said that they disappeared for close to a week. And when they found them, they couldn't talk. They were in so much shock, they could not talk about where they had been or what they had seen. Now, remember, there are reports of the UFOs coming out of the ocean, but also parts of Antarctica is closed off. We can't go to it. The government has forbidden people to go past a certain part. Why is that? What did they find? What's going on? Could it be that they discovered hollow earth? Could it be that they saw the UFOs and they were taken to where they live and they saw the truth? Did they go far and see a civilization they were told couldn't ever exist out in Antarctica and stuff? There are people who believe with flat earth that there are more continents we don't even know about, and that there is land beyond the poles and we are cut off from them. All types of stuff. There are people who say the UFOs are not coming from outer space. They're coming from the inner earth and other societies on earth. I've also heard that the government has technology that's 50 to 80 years more advanced than what you currently get right now. And I believe it. I believe it with everything in me. And I'm not mad at them. I'm just saying I believe it. I really do. So what do you think? What do you think about what she said, that they cannot map the ocean because the ocean goes into outer space? Oh, this is deep. I want to know what you think about this, okay? And I'm not saying everything I've said is 100% fact, but anything is possible. Anything is possible. So I'm going to play this clip again, and then I want to know what you think about what was said again.
Y'all, I am freaking out right now. There's a lot of unexplained things going on in the ocean right now. Hold on real quick. I do not trust them. Just watch this real quick for me.
You get to Mars by going through the ocean. You can't get to the bottom of the ocean because outer space is the ocean.
Now, what she just said just blew my mind. Now, there's a situation called the firmament. So we know that water is all around us. And it is said that this dome divided the sea into upper and lower sections. You can't cancel this out because they still haven't discovered 80% of the sea. Early civilizations believed that the ocean and the stars above were linked. I mean, just look. Mayan, Norse, Hindu, Hebrew, all of them. Now, we already know what spacesuits look like, but they look exactly like sea suits. I know once in your life you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. Planes and people going missing in the ocean. There are black holes in the ocean. And I just know once in your life you've heard about sea monsters. When you see a comet, it looks like a boat soaring through water. What if these unexplained species in the ocean are actually aliens? If y'all have ever watched this movie Underwater, they went too deep and found the creature that don't even look like it's supposed to be from this earth. Or could it have just been a creature from space? Now you can say what you want, but I bet you we are not the only beings, only species, only creatures that are in this universe. It's just ironic that when they return to Earth, they're on water. I mean, I know I'm not tripping. And I know y'all heard of mermaids. So many unexplained things in the ocean. They're making more discoveries in space. Not really putting too much money or caring about what's going on the planet. Why? Because this sea stuff might have a lot of connections to space. And they not telling us. Y'all be safe, and I know I'm not the only person who feel this way.
So that's it for this video. I want to hear what you think about what you just heard. Yeah, and I think you would have to be crazy to me to think we are the only beings in this entire universe. Look how many different species live right here on Earth with us. Our cute little fur baby cat, our little cute puppies, the lizard, the horse, the cow, butterflies, all of this is around us. What makes you think it's not an abundance of different species and things in outer space? I mean, seriously, do you know how many galaxies there are? So this is interesting to me. This is amazing. I just wish that I knew what the government was really doing when it comes to discovering things with the ocean and Antarctica. I know they got to keep a tight lid on stuff, but damn, oh my God. Are you a conspiracy theorist too? Like, what do you think? Tell me. Tell us all what you think about what you just heard here, because this is interesting. Okay, so I thank you so much for joining me. You all take care. Please get those likes up. If you decide to subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm live and when I post and when I upload. And yeah, don't be afraid to tell us if you believe maybe you can get to Mars from going through the ocean. I've never heard this before, but it is interesting. So you all take care. Bye.